Right. And I've got to move the chat. Pop out chat. Grab chat. Bring it over here. Put it there. Make it smaller so I can see myself. Hey, Victory 6! Make it a wee bit smaller. Hey, Daniel! And then change top chat to live chat. And we're off! This seems a bit big. Can I move myself over? I'll not bother doing it when it's live. Right. Oh. Hey YouTube! Live stream time. I can move that over a wee bit. It's distracting me, hold on. Oh. There we go. Looks like a G&L. Well, that would be Apsin as they've just gone under. No, this is a Godin. Or Godin, if you want to be French about it. Was this not? Did I get this last week? Last week I was on an hour late because I was trying to assemble the two guitars that I'd bought on a live stream. There's a buzz sound. No more? Okay, cool. Yeah, the output jack on this guitar's not brilliant. How's that volume? How's it? Everything coming through clear? I've just at this very moment noticed that this is Buckfast label colour. Hey, cats! What do you think of my dyed hair? Good, isn't it? Very natural looking. Hey, Dave! Right, Bucky time. Yeah, and seeing as I've got a really good connection with the Rolling Cube, every time you hear it go, it is that output jack. So I'll just try and not move. Oh, I've still got 2 minutes. I've got to wait because it's bad. It'll be bad luck to start before. Oh. So who's bought a new guitar this week then? Bought himself a Christmas present. I bought a bass I shouldn't have. Not because it was expensive or anything like that. Just you can't quite see it. It was an acoustic bass. But I think there's one of the braces is off. It's got a kind of slappy thing going on. I'm not dyeing my hair. Basically, I've realised that, see, by not having the daylight bulbs on, my hair looks like darker. Yeah, lovely Emily, Wayne's daughter, my download pal, sent me a lava lamp, so that's why that's what sort of. No, I'm not actually. It's like a sort of. Aye, that's funky. So basically, no, of course, I'm not dyeing my hair. My God. Sober Vox Super Beetle. Is that? I'm not even sure. Is that like an old thing? Was that the one that the Beatles used to play through? Hey Ben, how's it going? I've got an interesting guitar, which I can show. It's Alex. I'll wait till Alex turns up his guitar, and it's I messed about with it today, and it's like, got a fun game to play with it, I think. Hey, Joachim from the darkness. It's pretty dark here as well, to be honest. It was like I was earlier on thinking, I can't believe it's 5 o'clock already. It wasn't. It was 3 o'clock. It just got dark. Oh. Putting another bridge pickup in. Just make sure it's reversible mods to a lawsuit era SG, obviously. Or keep it so at least it, you could still put the old covers back on again. I think all wigs must be dyed. I don't know. I just noticed when I was sitting there, because I've got that light now, I figured, actually, I wonder what it'll look like. And it's like, yeah, especially it goes with my nice orange and my citrus outfit, which wasn't planned. 8 bells, well done, thank you. Actually useful for something, Kit Kats. Just for that, I'll tell you, it's just not bright enough for me to see what the number is. Oh, you can guess the number. Hey Kenneth, how's it going? A tailor, I think I need. Oh, right, sorry, I thought... it's a lot of money. The thing is, I mean... It's not the sort of guitar you have... Double it and add 2. Yeah, it's a number 30. I know, I just didn't want to say that because you're Papa, but yeah. I mean, I've got too many guitars, obviously, you know, but, like, if you're going to have acoustics, if you're going to have one, why not have a really nice one? Then you maybe, if you play it all the time, then it's worth it. It's not worth it if you're going to pay $4,000 for it and it's going to sit in a corner and, like, you know, so many of my guitars do. You can't have it when J-Pack's one there, which hasn't actually played a note since I put it up there. Which, how many months has that been? It's a bit high up to reach. Oh. Got a new PRS SECE24 standard top tail in satin metallic gold. 2026. You went to the future. The 2026 model. No, that's cool. I just keep hearing about PRS SEs. I mean, that one I had, the dragon fruit one. If anything, I mean, my pal bought it in Zapier. What was it? I needed... someone had changed the nut, and they'd bought it and upgraded it. The thing had never been played, but they'd go, no, it doesn't have a bone nut, so they'd put a bone nut on, but they'd cut it pure uneven, so it was super, super low. So it basically needed a new nut, and I got away with it. Well, David knows this, it's alright. By using one of the, the Costa Coffee stirrers, wooden stirrers, and basically just sanded it so it was in a wedge shape, took the nut off, put it in below the nut, put it back down again. Sorted. I charged him a bottle of bucky. But I'd already had a shot of a silver, I think it was a silver sky a couple of years ago, and didn't want to like it. And I couldn't find anything wrong with it. It was brilliant. And the same with that dragon fruit one. It was better because it was a cooler colour. But I mean, it was just... If anything, it was better than the previous one. The newer one. I was going to say it might have been better set up. But no, because the nut was fucked. So I had to set it up myself. But... Yeah. I mean... You do just get to a certain point where guitars don't really get any better as such. They just are a bit different. Once you're up at that, the best guitar in the world is 2% better or something like that. You know what I mean? Oh, and that's only 2% better than this one, because this gets an extra 10 points for being yellow. Oh, that's not a bad match for colour. Really, the mother of toilet seat. Scratch plate ain't really my bag. I don't think it's anybody's bag. Because has anybody in Glasgow seen there's a golden radiator, which looks very similar to this, apart from the scratch plate is the whole top of the guitar. I think it even comes in yellow. I remember seeing a yellow one, but the scratch plate's like a one-piece thing that covers the entire top. You know, I think it's just so you get like almost looks like it's got binding. The rest of it's yellow. This one's blue though, pretty cool. Usually have 6 guitars in the room and play 3. Yeah, but I mean you can rotate them round. But that's just, I suppose you're sitting there in the same sort of situation as me, Mr. Whitesnake, where you've got half a dozen 10 guitars, or you could have one Gibson Les Paul. You could just go and buy one boring brown Gibson Les Paul standard. How many years have we been doing this? 5 years ago, something like that. and you would have that one guitar and you would play it all the time. But instead you've wheeled and dealed and probably not even spent that much money, but you've wheeled and dealed, had hundreds of fun and bought and sold, upgraded, blah, 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 and you're sitting there with 10 guitars and you can just play, and if you rotate them round, then you're still getting the same value as you would if you just bought. I don't know. I used to justify my guitar collection by pickups. I know, Kit Kats, it's like I'm a guitaraholic beyond that. I remember the days, oh, totally. And it was like, oh, I should really get that because I don't have a guitar with a Floyd Rose. You know, like, I think it was maybe my Telecaster problem that really kicked in. Oh, I used to justify I remember at one point I had 13 Telecasters and I could justify every one because every one was different enough. Only one of them was an actual Telecaster. All the other ones had like a humbucker or P90s or a Floyd Rose or other things. I don't know how I managed to have 13. One of them's a 6-string bass. There was an acoustic one. There was a double neck. There was it was silly, but yeah. 440. Is that in some sort of sale? What was it? This guitar's really nice. Even the frets are pretty badly worn. But they're all kind of... See, when you get like a guitar that was expensive new, and I'd imagine this is probably not been through that many hands, but whoever was bought it new was quite a up-here guitarist. But no, in saying that, see, I do tend to play in the middle, but I don't. You kind of notice, see people who do a lot of runs. Paul Gilbert was exactly the same as this. There must be some sort of scale that a lot of people practice, or a sequence that's kind of this shape. That kind of thing, which kind of does that. You know what I mean? If you imagine my thumb's covering it, it's kind of that shape. Because that's how the frets obviously be worn on this and on the thingy. Me done. Danny saw a guy today, well so well geared and couldn't play a lick. I know, it's a bit he's got but why not? It's kind of, if you're like getting into it, I mean, look at all the stupid things people collect. I end up watching YouTube videos on the stupidest things. What was it I ended up? Oh, I watched a Skeletric video the other day and it was a wee guy, pure boring, and his video was half an hour long and he had a Skeletric Capri and he was filing out the wheel arches and stuff like that. It was like totally compelling, but there's other things you can be interested in. Oh, I've had absolute murders this week. Oh no. Ah well, time to drink. A bonehead selling a guitar to put a Fender neck on a Squire, no guitar. But you know now, Mr. Whitesnake. See, I wouldn't have done that because I think it would have been a bad idea, but I didn't know. You know it was a bad idea. So, learning, you know. That's the way it works. Bucketheads. Was that a rumour at one point? Oh. But I believe there's an awful lot more to it than the neck now from that guitar. See the CSL that I got the neck off, or I did a swap for the neck to put on my Ibanez Roadster. And then part of the deal was I was going to put on this Squire neck I had on it to replace it because, well, Ronnie was basically helping me out and said you can just have the hit. But I made his guitar work. And he'd got like a set of Japanese pickups which were very similar to the ones in my Tempest on a scratch plate. Put that in it. It was the CSL body, just a heavy strap body with its own bridge. And it sounded phenomenal and played amazing. So I was thinking... The neck is the thing, because the neck that came off it was stunning, went in that Roadster and played amazing, but it's like, it needs to be a good body as well. Somehow there's more to it than just fantastic neck on something. I had my guitar for 10 days without bothering. Yodel, I thought you were saying yodel as in yodel. I had my guitar for 10 days without bothering to deliver, and I've sent it back to sender. It's so annoying, isn't it? Vintage. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know who that is, but yeah. I suppose, but the other side of it, I bought a thing off AliExpress, which actually I forgot to change my address, so it gets sent to my old house. And then I went to my old house. There's nobody there because it's sold and stuff like that. And I was like, damn it, they must have managed to get through the letterbox. I was like, actually, I just opened up the letterbox and there was my bridge. Just that hadn't, they pushed it into the letterbox, I hadn't fallen through. So I might still have a pickup over there as well. I don't really know, Yodel. Is it? Hey Stevie, is it not? I always thought everyone was always going against Every or My Hermes, but I think it purely just depends on who it is that happens to have the job. I don't know if they screen the jobs particularly well, but I mean I've definitely had folk that I've been lucky with the Every, and it's like if you get somebody that's all right, they're maybe a bit rushed and a bit overworked, and they maybe get stuff late, but it's down to the person who's doing your area, and if it's the person doing your area, there's not a problem normally. You're not a modeler guy. Dun, 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 dun. That's the South Bank show. Damn it, I'm meant to do your model. I don't know. I mean, I was like thinking about that. I'm just so tube centric, but I'm just playing through that rolling cube now, and I know I keep going on about it, but I haven't even turned the orange on. I mean, I'm okay for doing the YouTube stuff, but I thought I was still going to use the orange for playing, but I think it maybe just got old and like a clean sound now. Yodeler Shetty said again, every driver is brilliant. Yeah, but I think it's all just, it is a total random chance. I haven't actually tried getting any merit. Well, just the first time they were like, if I found the Temu packets, I don't even know who it is that delivers them, and they kind of stuffed it behind the bin. It's like, up here, perfect. Oh, look, behind the bin. The last couple have just been on my doorstep, and you're like, gonna put a little bit extra effort and put it over there next to the bin so that somebody maybe see it and go like, up here, oh, there's something there. No, maybe I might not pick it up. It might have shit in it. Didn't have the Big Ben turned it. Possibly, I remember it having the twos at the 16th Chapel when it went, and also it's on an album called Variations by Julian Lloyd Webber, which I remember getting in a charity shop for 10 pence, and it was like, one of the songs was, it was like Adagio part da-da-da, da-da-da, and then it was Adagio part 46, in brackets, theme from the South Bank show, close brackets, and obviously it's like, I don't know, 3 minutes long, and the bit from the South Bank show is 18 seconds, and they loop it. Use my spark on all the time. Yeah, I mean, I might go there. I mean, there'll be a way of doing well, assuming it's got a recording out on it. That may be old school enough for the fact I managed to hotwire the socket, so I could use the headphone socket without disconnecting the speaker. But as long as it does that, yeah, I'm still, well, that's probably 10, 20, probably 20 years old, that wee cube, so all the distortion sounds are all shite. The acoustic simulator sounds actually not bad for what it is, and I don't use the mic one. I don't know if you plug a mic into it, but all the Marshall stack and rectifier and that are all horrible. I much prefer having any shit Temu pedal going into the front end of the jazz chorus, and it sounds great. Hey, Jonathan Johnston, Gia Go-Go. Vintage started sounding like clouds. Oh yeah, I remember. I think Jen's daughter sometimes sells stuff on Vinted. I got a pure banging leather jacket the other day in Airdrie, like a pure from made in Loch Lomond. So I'm maybe not quite up for the fashion show just now, but it's cool. I saw 2 young yodel drivers at the depot. Again, it just depends. I mean, I remember. I always remember the one we had when I was in Lenzie. The first my Hermes driver I was really aware of. She was like Sandy Toksvik. Imagine her, probably a younger Sandy Toksvik, 40 or something. No, 50. Sandy Toksvik. And I remember getting in fact, you can actually see them here, the JPW mini monitors. So I got 5 of them in 2 boxes. And obviously, they're big boxes and they weigh a ton. And we used to have a big long drive. And she's like up here, she's like, answered the door and she's just like, speakers! I was like, right, okay. Yeah, so there's 2 boxes. I was like, up here, right, I'll come and get the other one from your van. She's like, aye, you will. So I followed her up the drive and I picked it out the van and then she stormed away. And it's like, I quite like people like that. But I got it. Got a leather biker jacket for like $40 new. So after I bought my Scottish leather jacket thingy, so this one's like a big Biggles jacket, big furry bits, and you can kind of goes up to here when you zip. Mental, but it's made in Loch Lomond in Tartex Village, and then in another charity shop, I found a grey, kind of like the Beat It outfit, Michael Jackson's one, the red. It's just that, but it's all grey, and it was made in Airdrie. It was £3. I was like, having that, don't care. So I've got my Scottish leather jacket collection. Hey Sloane, we're talking fashion, and I've got an Antartex Village, big, basically bomber jacket, not like actually what a bomber, someone who went to work on a bomber would dress in, and a thing from Airdrie, Main Street, and the address on the label even says, is it Stirling Road? Just off Stirling Road or something like that, near Stirling Road. It's like on the actual address on the label. It's cool. You got a silver sparkly Iceman? Wow. I don't know, maybe you're just not meant to have such a thing. I'll do a fashion show and I'll show you the jacket. It's a little bit big, but I mean, it's like totally, it's pure insane. Oh. Don't know where to wear it, but look like a poser. Yeah. I don't think mine either of them are particularly posery. But I don't know, the problem with the biker jacket is, it's like I've heard of this happening before, never really happened to me. I got a t-shirt and it had like a rat riding a motorbike. It kind of looked a wee bit like a Jack Daniels t-shirt, and it was the Isle of Man TT race 2004 or something. I don't know where I got it. I think it was actually my uncle gave me it. I just thought it was a cool t-shirt. I was wearing it about just in my usual rotation, and then the guy in the co-op up the road said, "Zap, you're all into the TT and all that," and it was like, no, I'm sorry, I've no idea. I don't even know what it is. I just thought it was a cool picture, and it was like, oh. It's like, oh no, it's the people wearing a Metallica t-shirt, don't know who they are. Oh, I wouldn't wear a Metallica t-shirt because I don't know enough about them. Wearing a Black Sabbath t-shirt, not knowing the songs. Oh, but being to Antarctic, I remember seeing it all the time because we used to drive up past Loch Lomond and you would see the signs for it, but I don't even remember what was there. This thing must have been made in the, I don't think, it can't be for the 40s or something like that, but it could be. Kit Kats with a blue duffel coat. I got a blue duffel coat last year when it was cold, when the Panda had blown up. I had this duffel coat and it was huge. In fact, my first ever duffel coat, remember one of my pals had one when I was like 18 or something like that. I was always kind of jealous, but we used to slag him off about it even though I was kind of jealous. So this one was blue, like Paddington Bears, as you say, and it was big and heavy. It was like that, but see, it didn't fucking keep you warm at all. It's like, it just wasn't warm for the amount of, and when it rained, it got really heavy, and then the button came off it. It wasn't a real duffel coat. I just binned it when I moved house. I get fed up with it. I get really disappointed when I get cold. And it was like, this thing's fucking huge, weighs a ton. And when you take it off, it takes up the same amount of space. It's like if you hang it on your four coat hooks, that's 2 of them. It's just like the same shape as you. Hey, Big Ped! Is Antarctic still a thing? I have a feeling that... I remember, we're probably going back more than 10 years. I think I remember going in and there was... I'd always seen the signs, so always, it used to be like an outlet village. And I think it was just one bit of a warehouse that had clothes in it, sort of thing. I think maybe it just got smaller and smaller. I don't know. I believe you. The thing is, slow naming, it's like, it's addictive, it's awful. I'm just trying not to... It's the same as guitars. How can you say no? I mean, I'd kind of forgotten I had this because I've been too busy working on other stuff, but this... I did not pay a lot for this. What did it need done to it? I needed a new volume pot, and because the other one, the one that was in it, had obviously got locked, and then it was all destroyed. It's all right now. Oh, that's right, I forgot. I kind of went off it because I tried to take the neck off because I was going to shim it just a wee bit, just to get a wee bit, so I could float the trem. And it's like the neck didn't want to come out, and it was like, oh. And then I was doing the live stream 10 minutes later, so I just put it back together again. So the neck might have been, someone might have glued the neck in. I don't know why. It's not. Is it that something you would do with a guitar like this? I don't think so. It's too expensive. I could see doing it with like an Epiphone Les Paul or something, but you wouldn't do this. It might just be a really good fit and be stuck in with dirt. I didn't try hard. The thing about it is, like, I've actually tried buying leather jackets before. I got a suede, kind of like, I'm sure I've seen Bodie and the professionals wear one, a sort of light coloured camel suede thing, which is pretty cool. I kind of, I don't know, I feel like a fraud wearing it. And then I got a brown one a couple of months ago. That's kind of, I put it on it just because it fitted really well. It was like, yeah, and I don't know. At least the one that makes me look like Biggles is ridiculous. I'm not sure about the grey one. I don't know. I will do once I've had a little bit more bucky. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I mean, if a Columbo coat did come up, I'm going to buy it. If it's a Columbo coat, I'm gonna. I don't know. Oh, so there's the... What new guitar I bought this week? A vintage acoustic bass. The battery, the clip that holds the battery's missing. But I got that in Airdrie. It was an expensive day. 2 leather jackets and an acoustic bass. It's one of those, it was just, there's a wee, I can't even, a second-hand guitar shop? What would you call it? A sort of second-hand, kind of like an off-brand cash converters type thing that's got 20 guitars and tellies and phones in it, in Airdrie. I got it. Yeah, Wales, I mean, it's like... Godin, this is made in America. It's not made in America. It's assembled in America from Canadian parts. It's got a sticker on the back. It's funny worded. No, it's not a sticker anyone would ever take off. It says made in America because it. Arguably to us over here, it's like, well, made in Canada, made in America is not really. Either one's maybe makes a difference there. You just bought the Columbo DVD box set. I hope you got it in a charity shop. I have to admit, I did see a Columbo. It wasn't a box set. It was only 2 episodes on a DVD. And I thought, the thing is, you can just find them. I don't know, they're on YouTube. You can just find them easily online. But I mean, they are awesome. See, the number of times I've watched Columbo, but never seen the start of all of them. And then it gets to one, it used to happen every half a dozen times you would watch it, it would be one you'd never seen before. And the thing was that because you hadn't seen the start, the whole thing is obviously in Columbo, it shows you at the start who did it and why. So I'm coming in, 10, 15, 20 minutes in. So I'm just seeing Columbo try to find out. So I get to find out with Columbo the first time I see it. Maybe that's one of the secrets of that show. It was amazing. Never seen a vintage acoustic. I mean, I'll be honest, it was the vintage that sold it to me. It'd only just been brought in. It was absolutely manky, and it had the battery missing. And in my head, just like that, pure, right, well, you get a price for that? You're like that, pure, I pay 40 quid for it. It's not going to be 40 quid. It's going to be 100 quid. Just like that, 40 quid. And it's like, so I just bought it. Oh, see, I think your Gibson drives, was that the Mini Explorer thing? Bought it used with third party. I don't think it was like $50 Canadian. Wow. I take it that must be the entire DVD set. No, we just get them in. Mate, are DVDs still worth anything in America? Here they're nothing. But I bought. I'm now in charity shops looking at the CDs because not seen anything. They've all got the same CDs. It's always you recognise them, and then I was like, I look at them and go, "This is shit." There's like, I can have a look. We only had like that many CDs, and it was like the usual, the three tenors and boy bands, and then Budgie Greatest Hits, and then like Budgie Greatest Hits for 30 pence. Brand new, never played. Budgie Greatest Hits. Didn't like the album. Well, I didn't not like the album. It was kind of like Greatest Hits for people who don't like rockin' songs, which is a really bizarre one for Budgie. So it's like Budgie always had the pure all that stuff, but they also had sort of slow songs. There was always a couple of slow ones, and this seemed to have all the slow songs on it. Bizarre. Peter Falk is brilliant. Obviously, you've seen Murder by Death, Sloaney, because if you haven't, just get a new pair of pants and then just watch that. Because I mean, he plays Sam Diamond in it, and oh no, the thing is, he just plays Columbo, but it's so fucking funny. I knew him from that film before I'd ever seen Columbo, and I always thought it was bizarre. I kind of didn't know. I wasn't sure if he was a real person. Would that be it? Something. It's that long. It was one of the first videos we ever had. Murder by Death. Oh, Les Paul DC. All right. Yes, I remember you saying now. The Kinks musical. Brilliant. I mean, I think the Kinks had a bad record deal or something over here. Because it's not, I don't really know any of their albums. I know there's a few that I ended up buying when they were in FOP for a $5. Like their big hit ones, the Arthur, the Decline of the British Empire, and some the Village Green Preservation thing. I've had the Lola one, but they all seem dead bitty. They don't really make sense. We had an album called Castle Communications Kinks the Collection, I think it was called. It was pretty good, but that was kind of it. So it was kind of bizarre. I wonder it was maybe just like, the British were for singles and American got albums, therefore a bit more longevity rather than just hundreds of greatest hits things on crazy. If the internet goes down, you get the lot. Yeah, totally. What you also need to get yourself, fuck that, go one further. You must be able to get one of these for fuck all now. Get one of those wee DVD players, it's only like that size that you can just, you'll be able to pick them up in Goodwill stores. Get one of them and have it on charge with it. No, just have one that runs on batteries, have a packet of batteries so that the internet's down, and then you get other occasional people that basically know that the power's down as well. Right, fuck you. So you've got acoustic guitar, a candle, and 100 hours of Columbo. Get some sort of solar panel. The shocking deal totally ripped off. I kind of knew that was going to happen. Did they not get banned? Was it them? Did they not, on the verge of making it big? For some reason, they get banned from America, which totally screwed them up. But then they get big. I don't know. That's a kind of bizarre thing about all the records I've seen when I was buying the record collection. Actually, the record collection has not got smaller. I just moved the surround sound speaker there, and that's full. So I can reach them better, and they're now 3 deep. So it's all the same records, it's just that they're no longer. They never used to be along the bottom. Whole box of 16 Ferrero Rocher. There was I think it must have been a mistake. The Co-op up the road in Milton Campsie, not last Christmas, but the Christmas before, they had Ferrero Rocher. It was only a wee tiny place, and it was 50 pence for. Is it a 12 box? So it should have been like £6.99, and it was only 49 pence. And I got like 4 of them. So I had Ferrero Rocher madness for. I managed to make them last quite a bit, but I mean, I just remember, they were good. Didn't pay off the money to the Bob. They also could raise it through the way thing for me. Stood up for the oh dear. A lighted bike helmet. Oh, right, okay. My initial thing walking in like Robocop was like pretty cool motorbike helmet and that, and then you said like I can just picture your Ned Flanders type bike helmet with a torch on it, and yeah, one where it's like they don't call the police, they just laugh at you. Yes. Oh, I've no idea what's going on now. Oh. I'm quite disappointed over there. I can see the delay. I mean, come on. First time? Well, played it before. Oh, clean channel's amazing. Oh. I don't know, the thing is, Flody and Ben talking about it, I know this is a bit slightly off topic, but sometimes it's, see, for some reason my phone keeps changing good to goid, and I'm typing in good, as in good morning, I saw a good guitar, I'm done with you for good. You know what I mean? But it kept changing it to goid, and it's like, goid isn't even a word that I've never typed, so why does it change it? Yeah. Got plenty of snap. Yes, snappy. I'm kind of playing it that way a little bit, but yeah. Want to see my favourite bit? I know it's came out. Yeah, apart from it being yellow, obviously. It was missing the knobs, so I just put strat knobs on it. I looked at other ones, but strat knobs are perfect. And there was no switch tip, but... Oh. Might get noisy now. You see the switch tip? It's like a round one. Because it's not a strat, I thought that was cool. It's basically just a Les Paul one on it. And it makes it different. It's amazing how such a small thing, focus, make a difference. And it's like that. It's just like, yep. Oh, it's like a Les Paul one. Yes. Well, it's not a Strat. It's not. I think just don't overcomplicate the sound thing. I went at the next stage. I got my Dymo labeler out, and on my wee desk there, I've got voice for channel 1. This. I don't have anything in channel 2, which is currently the only other one that's got a XLR input. That was what the orange was on, and then I've got guitar and bass for the 2 cubes. So it's like I've even written them down so I can alter them perfectly. Oh, do they actually look proper? Like good Ibanez Shure grips? What was the bass I was looking at the other day? My Washburn Force has ones that I bought off eBay years ago, and they're kind of the idea, but they're just kind of like a normal Les Paul knob, but with rubber on them. And I don't like them. They're too big. It's amazing how just being that wee bit too big gets wrong. Yeah, I don't think the Roadster has got those terrible knobs. I've actually got a few of them. The Ibanez speed knobs are just plastic. They get sent in a plastic case. The thing is, if somebody thinks or knows, I mean, they just look them up. I remember them being 30 or 40 quid to get one in good condition, the original Shure grips, and it's like, somebody in China's obviously going, oh, hold on, look, what's this one there? We can make that. Let's just make that, and we'll sell them for, people will buy them, not just for restoring their Ibanez ones, or even, they'll just put them because they look cooler than, what kind of knobs do you want? Do you want Strat knobs, chrome barrel telly knobs, or Les Paul knobs? That, seems to be the only option. Hey, Alex! At the pub again, I watched the Mora. I've got your guitar here as well, where we're going to play it. Well, you might have, maybe I'll probably just play your guitar anyway. If you're at the pub, you don't really care. You're drinking, so I can play your guitar drinking. Quite an interesting guitar, actually. It did need some work. There was a couple of things. It wasn't basically I didn't know this until after I'd set it up and set everything up, but the tone control, one of the volume controls was a bit weird to turn. That's because the actual knob wasn't turning. It was just the knob. It was just the knob, not the pot that was turning. Oh. Move to the front doorstep. What's a Coyer doormat? Oh. £6.30 for 3. There you go, yeah. They very well could be, yeah. You might just find that somebody just has bought the moulds, borrowed the moulds, copied the moulds. About £6 for 3, so £2 each. Stupid. Why did I change chord? Yes, I've still got. Sorry. Stevie, I read that as I used to be the guy in the bars with a Dymo label, and he would print Bay City Rollers or Shwadawari Slide about whatever the bands and charge him for 20 pence. I mean, it's like the temptation. I mean, the temptation to just put like on and off on your light switch and basically Dymo label everything. I bought it for a good reason. My wee Laney VC15's got like a chrome cover. It was really dirty. So I gave it a good wipe and half the letters came off it. So I had to put Dymo, so I knew, so basically I looked up the internet to find out what the knobs did. You know what I mean? There's a lot of them. Oh, choir is that brown spiky stuff that doormats are sitting on a hedgehog. Yes, I can imagine. I know the stuff. Yes, no, don't sit on that. Although you might end up with a cold bum. Can you turn it upside down where it's less thingy and still use its heat? Things. Well, this AliExpress, haven't we? I've the Gibraltar Bridge and quick change tailpieces too. Mad. Because there's some things that I wouldn't mind getting a cheaper version of, even if it's not as well built. But if you're looking at something, like a Floyd Rose or something, it's like, it's kind of got to be well built. But something like a Gibraltar Bridge is just, there's not very much to it. If you build it, you've built it. Just found a new Academy tailor for 1095 10E. Yeah. Quick changed underwear. Yeah. That's what the tarp's for. I gotta do search for IBZ. Yeah. I suppose it's probably just. I mean, it's not like all these companies. It's not like they're. I don't know, like what's it, Cortec or whatever it is, makes bridges. They just buy bridges from the people that make bridges. It's all outsourced. So I mean, why don't they just sell other ones as well? Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, that bridge I could not get a bridge for that EBO with the stupid string spacing. It's like 44mm instead of 60. Pure tiny bridge. I got like a wrap over one. I could only get it on AliExpress, and it ended up being like £7, but it was only £3 something, and then £6 postage or £5 postage, and I got it, and that's the only place I could find it. There was no other option to get it. It wasn't like, oh, I'll buy a real one. Real ones don't exist. None existed. There was nowhere I could get it. I could get exactly the same thing on Amazon for £20, but I'm talking about exactly the same thing. No, shipping time in the AliExpress was only like 5 days or something like that. It took 7, but I mean, it was so dull. Coming a right folky. I think it's Stevie. I don't know. I'm assuming you're maybe a wee bit older than me. I think that's after that. You're obviously not old enough for the jazz yet. I think the jazz is the thing that comes in when you end up. You sort of. I used to always think it was just because the folk were old, but it wasn't that. It's that pure. I like, a bit of Django Reinhardt and stuff where it's incredibly difficult but not really that impressive when you get it right. That kind of, but it's so difficult to play and so many notes, but doesn't really sound good. Do you know what I mean? Instead of learning that one song, you could probably do Rainbow's entire back catalogue with the same amount of effort, you know what I mean? But I can see going acoustic at some point. I've tried many times. Maybe this is just the way I've got to go through clean channel to get to acoustic, and eventually acoustic will do it for me. Well, accepting that just now. Jazz as well. Stevie, you're over the hill. I don't know. The thing I think I like, which I always wish I could do, is the ability to self-accompany or whatever, or basically be able to play when it doesn't sound like anything else is missing. Do you know what I mean? To keep it going. That's why you're watching, like, a lot of fingerpicky stuff does that, where you kind of really watch Neil Young playing live and stuff. You can do it with one guitar. That's amazing. But now that I've kind of got past the stage of needing the loop pedal thing, I can just keep going, pretending I can hear the loop in my head, sort of thing, and I can keep going, not necessarily needing self. I'm really good. Should I get an ebony fretboard? I mean, I've got guitars with ebony fretboards. I mean, my Gibson SG's got an ebony fretboard, but it's not particularly good. So does the Washburn Eagles. The Eagle and the Hawk have it, as does the cracking there you can see. I don't know. The thing is, I would probably take it over. I don't know. This is the theoretical thing about if someone was to say, I'm building these guitars, or here's 10 guitars, and you can, you know, basically choose whatever you want. I would generally tend to favour a maple fretboard, if at all possible. Those Zeppelin songs on acoustic I love playing. You know, Stevie, I think maybe the problem's worse than you think. You started talking like Yoda. Or talking like Yoda you are now, Stevie. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe you're doing something wrong. Get the electric guitar out. You've got a jazz box. Ebony or eucalyptus? Ebony, I was never like it must be the Naked Gun or Police Squad. When is that talking about betting on boxing? All I know about betting in boxing is never bet on the white man. Yeah. No, I'd be tempted just to get something that I didn't already have, or one of my favourite guitars wasn't have, something a bit different. Ultimately, I don't think it's never going to be a game changer for me whether it's got ebony or anything. Just looks. And is it more interesting? Are they all ebony, but it's quite rare to have a maple one? Well, I'll have the maple one. Are they all maple, but it's quite rare to have a rosewood one? I'll have the rosewood, you know what I mean? I did have the tuner, or I'm destined to play all night out of tune. There it is, yes. I'm much preferring the having darker hair because of the lighting situation, and that lava lamp is quite soothing. Sharp indeed. That's I just put the tuner on top of that roll of torque there, and it fell inside it. So rather than forget that it fell inside it, I'm going to make sure it's not inside it, because that could have taken me forever to find. Trying to type and hold the tab like guys, I knew with the same pad, but I was probably listening to jazz, and what was the other thing you get accused of there? Yoda talking like, yeah. Oh well, you're not dead yet, you know what I mean? Just keep fighting, you'll go over it. I don't know. Oh, hey Blacktooth, how's it going? That made a noise just at the exact moment when I dropped it. Yeah, I need to talk to Blacktooth again. Tell me, yellow here, and I didn't paint it yellow. That's a bit from it's like but they're just before the from Flash Gordon. That bit. Hey, Space Monkey. Somebody's getting a new output jacket. A new output jack. Yeah, okay, Stevie, that's all right. It's like holding a guitar tight and smoking a tablet, smoking, laying down at the same time, and all this while on the toilet. Amazing. I mean, I think you should be forgiven for your for listening to jazz. This is such a strange No, it's not. It's completely different though. It's like, see how it looks different. It doesn't feel like any other guitar. It's a bit of this, a bit of that. It's got a really strange carve in the back, which puts it in a strange place. Then it's got like a flat top, like a telly, which makes it not like a telly or a Strat at all, or anything like a Les Paul. And the neck is kind of closer to you. If that makes sense. It's dead thin. These are good guitars though. I had one before, a blue one, and never really got on with it. Maybe just the yellow's the difference. If you smoke weed in the chat, I know what you mean. Smoke on D-Bar. Oh, sorry, it's not that one. But it's always the same. One of those ones is, it's a Deep Purple or Rainbow song. Probably in G. Probably. Not all of them, but a fair whack of them are in G. Maybe not that one. This is the longest I've ever played this, and I think my problem is I like all guitars. Apart from Harley Benton's. And Les Pauls. Homemade spiced toffee apple crumble. I'm obviously getting old when that sounds better than the weed. It's like, yeah. Oh. So I tune my guitars to 5. Oh dear. Stevie, that's another warning sign. 517 as opposed to 440. Madness, I tell you. I don't know, the sweeten tuning and all that. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It might be too late if you. Mind you, you're still playing Zeppelin songs, but. Aye, so technically not my first electric guitar. My first electric guitar was a Honor Rockwood LX91 with a bent neck on it, or maybe it was a truss rod, but anyway, it was knackered, it didn't play. I tried to fix it with a file, destroyed it, traded it in against my first acoustic. Also, I bought a Yamaha RGX 321P, which I had for a year, didn't like, sold it, and bought my Epiphone SG, and I've had that to this day. And this morning I gave it to my wee cousin. It's off to Colorado. I got a message from my cousin saying, "My wee boy, he's 9 or 10. A couple of months ago, it was like we got him a cheapy guitar, and he's gone pure mental for it. Plays it all the time. So he's talking about getting the next one up. And they were at the shop in Guitar Centre. Is the Epiphone SG Standard a good guitar?" And I was like, "Yeah, oh yeah." I mean, of all the ones, I was expecting to have to say, "No, don't get one with a Floyd Rose." You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And it was like, oh, it's kind of quite sensible. It's not as good as the old ones, blah, blah, blah. So I was like saying, that's a good solid guitar. You won't go far wrong with it, blah, blah, blah. And then I was in the shower the following morning. It was like, I'll give him mine. So I've given him mine instead. Just because I couldn't get rid of it. I could have sold it. Probably get more than I paid for it. Brand new. But this way it continues its story, and it's going to somebody who's obviously is 9 or 10 or whatever in America. He's been got a guitar, and it's his crazy uncle. It's my cousin's son, so is he a second cousin or something? My crazy rocker uncle gave me this from Scotland, and it's my guitar. It's not giving him a guitar. Obviously, I've got lots of guitars, but that at one point that was my only guitar, and it's always been there. So That was cool. Oh, Tom, make Frank colon, yes. I will. You've changed, your name's changed as well, but I recognise bits of it. I'll give you a warning, saying I bought a banjo last week and I actually like the sound of it. I think, was one of the first thing you played Swamp Thing? Because if it did, there's some hope for you, but if you didn't play, obviously you must have played the Deliverance thing pretty early on. See, the thing about playing acoustic is it doesn't have to be boring. You can be thoroughly entertaining and melodic and rocking, just acoustic-y. And it's that whole thing which I'm getting a little bit with the clean sound thing is you can be more dynamic, you can play gently, and then you can hit it hard. So you get, okay, the heavy bits aren't as heavy as if you've got the rat pedal on, but because you have the quiet bit before it, it appears heavier. And that's very much what you could do with an acoustic. You know, when you get like a truly amazing acoustic player, they can blast out Black Sabbath on it and it's just fucking rocking because they've got the percussive element and all that stuff, and all the tricks and all the stuff is not from having pedals or sounds or pickups, it's from how you hit the strings. That's it. And how you bend them and shit like that, so it's amazing. Growing old is mandatory, growing up is optional. Yes, quite right. You don't need, you have to grow old, you don't need to suck it. If I buy this Taylor, I don't know, Victoria, is there any way you can play it first? I mean, I'll be honest, I've not played an expensive acoustic. I remember getting a shot of it was a Taylor. This is about 15, 20 years ago. It was a Taylor, but it was a 12-stringer, but only it was strung up as a 6-stringer. And I, played plenty of guitars kicking about. And this thing was just like, all right, what the hell is this? It was it was another league from any guitar I'd played up to that point. I'm not talking about, I never really played expensive ones, paying £200 Yamahas and stuff like that. Still decent acoustic guitars. I'd never played anything like this Taylor. So maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Fine if you play a guitar once a year, it's still from tune from last year. Yes, that's because the temperature's the same. I used to know this, but I used to stay in the attic because I used to have a staircase that went up to the attic that had 20 guitars on it. And say if in June I set up and played the Ibanez Roadster, hung it up there, and because it wasn't in my room, I'd kind of walk past it. And the following June, it would still be in tune. But if I picked it up in January, it would be flat. All the guitars were flat, but all the guitars from the day they were tuned, it just depends on what temperature and the humidity is. But it'll go back to where it is. You gave him your Gibson SG? No, I didn't give him my Gibson, man. No, I gave him my first guitar. I'm sure he would have fucking loved the Gibson one. The thing is, the Gibson one doesn't have the same thing for me. The Epiphone one was much more important to me. It's got P90s in it. I even noticed it had it's got push-pull pots in it, which I didn't know apart from when I was plugged, just test it out, make sure it worked okay. Pickup's working, everything's working fine, down. It was like the output jack was a wee bit like that, wobbly. So I was like, right, I'll take the back off. So I took the back off, and there's push-pull pots. And then it's like, the wires come off the actual output jack socket, so I just soldered it back up. Then the push-pull pots. The reason I'd forgotten about it was because I couldn't get into the pickup, which was wax potted, to add the extra earth wire, so the series parallel and the thingy both left the pickup hot. So I went into the pickup, gouged out the wax, added the extra wire, put it in, so now it's got push-pulls for both two P90s in series for a big humbucker, and then both are about a phase. Whew! Oh, I mean, just like that, innit? It doesn't really have a single coil sound. I used to do the banjo. I like the banjo rolls, but I don't know. There's a way of doing it. I'm kind of getting ready for the fashion show, to be honest. Banjo was Cripple Creek. Up on Cripple Creek, we found that song. I don't know. You got a 1960s made in Japan. Well, again, I think one of the problems with the banjo with a lot of instruments is, in order to be good, you have to play it like a lot. I don't know. Maybe that's where the acoustic guitar comes in. If you're a big Bob Dylan fan and you're playing the acoustic guitar, that must be great, because after a week you're going to be able to play songs recognisably and like what the albums are, like pretty woohoo. Whereas just if you want to be doing more like banjo, I don't know, you can't really play chords on it, can you? Or you can, I suppose, but no. Totally weird crosser, but I know it's weird, but yeah, I get it. But I think the album, I suppose Stevie's talking about here, probably played more advanced in the guitar than I am. He's got to the acoustic stage, whereas if you start off with the electric guitar, sorry, I'm standing like a teapot. If you start off with the electric guitar and you're playing power chords and blah 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 blah, you know, you kind of move on to something a bit more advanced than that, and then where I think I'm at, you kind of move on to being a bit more clean and try to do the sort of more that kind of thing, just because you have to be better at guitar to do that. And then I think when you get to the acoustic, if you're wanting to do, I never wanted to do that Bob Dylan chordy stuff. I wanted to, you know, play it a bit more just as music rather than specifically an acoustic guitar. Yeah. So I'd imagine I will be going acoustic at some point, definitely. But then you start going, well, now I've got that far, I'm now in acoustics. That maybe what other things can I play? Ooh. Oh, see, this Alex is at the pub. Can I turn that on, actually? If I just turn this on, oh no, it means I'll lose you. Oh no, yes I will. No I won't. What? Here I go. See what you'll think of this. I'm going to have to move you all over here. Can I go? No. Damn it. Okay, right. Ah, the TV's turned itself off. It's all going mental. TV not going to turn itself off. Bang. Yes, what do you think of that? Where's the chat? There. And how do I make it smaller? There. Hey! What do you think that is? Can you make it out? This is Alex's guitar. By the way, but seeing as he's in the pub, sod it. I thought you'd think, what do you think of my favourite bit? I see at the bottom it says basic control sequences. We're doing a black magic on us with AI. Could be. At least this one doesn't have a crackly output. So, I've never seen anything like this before. This is just, it's a Honor. ST series. Honor Professional, which is the same as my Steinberger copy. Yeah, so this is an Allen Entwistle wired guitar, and you know I do mad. My name is Mad Malco. Do mad wiring. This is beyond mad, right? So it's a Jazz Master. Ebony's in Danger Woods. I don't think so. I don't think Ebony ever got onto the that CITES list thing, which I don't think means anything anymore anyway. But I think Ebony's just, it's the same as all these things. See, like there's rosewood and there's rosewood. So yes, the Squier Affinity Series Stratocaster does have a rosewood fingerboard, as does the PRS Dragon. Yeah, they're both rosewood. There's going to be quite a big difference in that, though. So it could be an awful lot. You get much, much nicer rosewood and much, much not as nice. I suppose the same as anything else. So just being mahogany isn't enough. Oh. You've been wanting to this one. Oh. Yeah, so as I was saying, this guitar, this is the actual. That's the original one, and a full copy of the original thing, but somebody's made up a version. So whether you can read it or not, basically it's just telling you how to use the different settings on this guitar. So we have 3 single coil pickups, 3 knobs, and a 3-way selector. Right? Hidden inside it, there's a dummy coil in there. That is all this guitar has in it, right? There's nothing else. There's no batteries, there's no preamps, there's no digital shit, there's no caps. It's just this, right? And using these 3 knobs and this switch, it claims to be able to do strat, neck, strat, bridge, strat, neck and center, strat, bridge and center, strat, center, strat, neck and bridge, strat, neck and center, bridge, right? All those things, fair enough, it's a strat. But then it says Telecaster, Les Paul, Gretsch, Rickenbacker, jazz semi-acoustic, acoustic style sound, and laid back P90 style sound. All of that just using, they're not even fancy pots, there's no centre indents, because I had to replace this one, it was just a B250. I'd imagine these two are as well, just a normal volume control. Yeah, so you try and, I'll let you hear, so if I put this at half, and this at half, this is what it's telling me, and that at full, this is Strat bridge pickup. Strat neck. And then in the middle it's like a Gilmore, so you get like a middle sound there. Okay, so up for a game where I'm going to set it to one of the something else. You can try and guess what it is that I'm actually playing, because I don't know. I am not sure whether in my head. Okay, I'll go for the acoustic sound. I'll set that up, right? And I can kind of hear that it is kind of doing the acoustic sound, and it kind of is that. It is that, I think. But is that because I know that it's meant to be an acoustic sound? I don't know. So I'll set it up for the acoustic style sound. Right, this is meant to sound like an acoustic. See, the thing is, if anyone's ever tried to use like a 4-track and record with a dynamic mic, that is what an acoustic sounds like when you're trying to record it in a 4-track. Yeah, but this is cheating, Space Monkey. This is just doing it with it. Hold on. I'm right. I'm going to go to the. This is the audience perspiration bit. Participation. I'm going to choose what the other sounds. You can try and work out which of the sounds we try to get here. Can't remember what the chorus is. Turn that off. I think there's too big a delay here. Where's the thing that says, hold on. Oh, okay. Okay. Any guesses to what sound that was meant to be? Just to see if it does actually sound like it once you know what it is. This is tomorrow's video, by the way, a sober version of this. But as I was doing it, I really noticed that so there's no power in this, it's all passive stuff. So if a sound's more bassier, it means that the only way to get it more bassy is to take away the treble. So the bass, you know, the bass doesn't get louder, it stays the same, but you take away the treble. So some of the more heavier sounds are a bit quieter. So you maybe suggest having a volume pedal with it. So for the ones where you're like the Strat neck pickup, it's just that on its own. Once you've added in all the other ones. Right, let's. See, I didn't notice last time I was playing this that actually the wee thing that says any next to. So basically this is a Telecaster setup. And the thing is, although it's quieter than the Strat sound, it does sound more like a Tele bridge pickup. A wee bit lacking in output, but that's because all the bass has been taken away, so all the sound's gone, so you need a volume pedal, so you had the amp a wee bit louder. Neck. Both. It is a beast of a guitar. The thing is, I don't know, that one I was playing before was the Gretsch, the Rickenbacker. Can't remember now. But it's amazing. I mean, as an accomplishment, as a project or a thesis, amazing. It's literally, there's no parts. This is totally the sort of thing I would do. The thing is that I would have stopped by this point because what's happened is it's so unbelievably complex. You can't narrow it down to being easy to use. All you can narrow it down to is, I mean, this is not, it can do more than what this is. So you end up with 10 settings, but that's not really what it's doing. It's like they're somehow using the pots to run two, I don't know, it's mental. Like I say in the video, which I'm not going to stop it, this is just repeating the video I did earlier on. everything apart from the volume thing. If you had, like, as I said, like a volume pedal. The thing is, you can't really use, it's not really a master volume because it makes a difference to these sounds. So you kind of, if you had a volume pedal as well, and you just basically, when you're on the loud sound, you had it turned down to 8, and then when you selected something quieter, but I've never seen one of these before, because how rare is it to find like a early 80s or a late 80s, this era? I think it's probably Korean, maybe still Japanese, jazz master shape. But there's none of them. This is a pre-Nirvana one of these, a pre-Nirvana one. Obviously it's still got Strat pickups, but it's still jazz bass shaped. Right, change guitar. What will play? Oh, come on, someone's sitting on top of it. Go for a bit of Yazuki. I'll turn off that. Got to plug it into the... But there's something about just a Telecaster that's just right. As Mr. Whitesnake, that thing, but like what it can do, it's like I was obviously very suspicious of it immediately. You're like, what is this? And why is it not a thing then? But I kind of know this. Like, see this thing with the things like the Gilmore switch or my cascading humbucker switch. Why is that not a thing? Why would you want to not? Why would you? Oh, I've got a Strat, especially a cheap, beginner Strat. Why would you not want to have a switch that made it do heavy metal humbucker sounds as well for the price of a? Well, I'm buying the switches for under £1, so a couple of pence. Why is that not in all these things? And it's too complicated for people. I think is what it's. That's too complicated for me. The thing is, I bet you it makes sense. I bet you if Alan Entwistle talked to me about it, I would understand what it did, and I would have the same problem explaining it, making it sound simple. I bet you it's not that. I bet you it's not that difficult. I bet you if you approach it from the right angle, but putting it into words and explaining it, I don't know. But it's kind of like you have to remember these sequences. It's like, oh, how do I get this sound? And it's only 3 knobs and a switch, so you're only remembering 3 things. It's not that difficult, but it's hardly instinctive. That's what I've been doing with a lot of the crazy wiring. It's like, or something like the Kraken there. It just basically, it's got a 5-way switch and 2 pickups. So obviously it does tons of mad shit, but basically it goes from position 1, the brightest, and then it gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and the last position is the heaviest. So regardless of what it is it's actually doing, it doesn't really matter. You as the user just goes, well, brighter, heavier, that's it. And 5 positions in the middle. But the thing is, Mr. Whitesnake, when you watch the video, because it didn't work when I got it, so I had to replace one of the pots, blah, 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 and I plugged it in just to make sure it was working. And then as soon as it started, you go like, it did actually sound like what it says it is, and it's like, well, I can't argue that is, and all you're doing is fucking about with the inside of the guitar. There's nothing there. It's very clever. I mean, to be honest, see, with an EQ pedal, I bought a bass EQ pedal and I had a wee shot of it, and literally, I think with a bass, this is just a Temu shitty bass EQ pedal, I think you can basically have your bass and go, I want my bass to sound like that bass there. You just use the EQ pedal and then it just sounds like that bass there. It seems to be a ridiculously obvious thing to have, like a 5-band EQ, and it's just like, because it's not knobs for some reason, because it's a visual thing, it's just like, right, so I was sitting there with that EBO thinking, oh, I've got the bridge pickup, it sounded great. What would I like the neck pickup to sound like? So I just turned on that pedal and farried about with it until and it's like, I just set it to what I thought the neck, and I got the sound, oh, if only the neck pickup sounded like this, that would be great. And then you go, well, the bridge pickup's sounding like this, so basically rather than having a neck pickup, I can just use that pedal. Yeah. EQ pedals are definitely coming. I'm going to have to buy a guitar EQ pedal. I'm not sure, again, if it's maybe an option overload thing, which has stopped me using them before. But 5 sliders I can handle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 sliders I can handle. It just gives you a little bit of punch. Why is there no sound? Another dodgy input. I don't know, another thing that's making me think I'm getting old is that whole being kind of quite happy just to play a couple of songs. You're enjoying line bass. Fantastic, Mr. Whitesnake. I mean, it's so amazing how... Have you tried playing along with a click track yet? Or like a drum machine, see when you do, and you, especially playing disco, it's almost like... Have you ever tried to see the automatic cruise control in your car? When you're going along, then the car starts going up a hill, so the engine goes up, so you're kind of getting pulled, even though you're not controlling it, and you're like, That's what it's like playing along with a click track when you lock in. So even if you're just giving it bum bum bam bum 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 bam bum bum bum, but when you've actually totally synchronized, it's like a pure what the fuck, you know what I mean? And everything you play, it's such a bizarre feeling. It's so worth fighting to get it right. I had a Hofner 90s electric that had a passive pickup that looked like a plastic bottle top with 2 wires coming out of it. That sounds like what's in that. It's a fake coil, so it's not actually a pickup. There's no magnets in it. It's just the coil, which is opposite to. It doesn't pick up sound. It cancels hum. So basically, the one in that's got 4 wires coming out it. Maybe that's part of the secret of how it works. But yeah, I've had a shot of him trying to put dummy coils in before. I remember trying to set like a reverse wound Strat pickup in CDs with it to try and use it as a dummy coil. And I never really have that much problems with noise. Maybe it's because I don't really use any pedals and stuff, and I just think maybe power's just cleaner now. Yeah, you see when you get the groove, it is. But that's the thing, Mr. Whitesnake, it's just definitely try and playing along with things, but you know, it's so, you know, you could just be playing one note, you know, you're just giving it. But if you're in time, it sounds so, it's just like pure, The thing is, see, once you've done it for this amount of time and you're still in sync with the drums, suddenly it's like, it feels like you're freewheeling. Yeah, I just think I just feel I was so lucky just by the chance of after having played the guitar for a year and just at the very start of being able to play a little bit of lead guitar, I got asked to join a band that already had 3 guitarists and a drummer. And I borrowed a bass for that first time. I took in my guitar and I borrowed a bass, and none of the other ones could play it, but I could kind of pick my way through playing shit lead on the bass. I'm so happy that happened. Always a guitarist, but the bass, I think it's kind of hard. I think with the bass is a little bit on the guitar when you're learning. You can play recognizable songs, you know, like especially I was saying about Bob Dylan earlier on. You can play a whole Bob Dylan song on an acoustic guitar, and that's the whole song. It sounds just like it. Whereas on the bass, you kind of need the rest of the band to be playing along with it, or you need to be good enough on the bass to keep yourself up. It's not something you can just kind of. You know what I mean? There's not enough there. Maybe you can play the bass. But I just love the bass, especially I think part of the problem with the bass is see if you just get a decent amp that isn't too big. Everyone should just constantly be on the lookout for that wee Roland Cube bass. I paid 40 quid for that. They always seem to be about 140, but just keep looking at it, you'll get one in there, and just having that, not that you can't get the sound out of like a real bass amp, but that one, you can get it at watching the telly volumes, but it sounds fucking huge. You know what I mean? It sounds like, it's just like, it's all just digital modelling shite, but wow. The thing is, anything you can play the bass, you can play the guitar, and vice versa anyways, within reason, sort of. There's definitely a big overlap. Or the way I see it anyway. But then again, do I have a completely unique approach at it? Because just when I was starting to learn simple, basically Black Sabbath type lead guitar, I happened to get thrust into a band where I had to play bass, because not that anyone else wouldn't try. Everyone else had a shot, but everyone else was fucking shite at it. But at least when I was doing it, the band didn't just collapse. Do you know what I mean? So that was why I was ended up playing the bass. I'm so lucky that happened, and now I'm more comfortable on the bass. I think I'm probably more. I don't know. I don't know if I was trying to impress somebody who wasn't musically orientated. I'm not sure whether I'd be able to impress them better on the guitar or the bass. Probably the guitar, because he'd be able to play recognisable stuff rather than just Bee Gees and ABBA. Oh, I'd still play that on the guitar as well. I want to do disco and funk, but hey, Mr. Whitesnake, the one. I'm going to switch on to bass, and we'll talk about the one. As in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's it. It's all about the one. I was told this by Jessie Ray. Right, this should just actually be on and ready to rock. It's only the bass, so it doesn't matter if it's that loud enough. Okay, I do need to tune it. I'm just... One of my pals was thinking about playing the bass. I made a good choice. In fact, I didn't do the last week's live stream or the week before, just playing bass. This is Miles' edition. You know that, Mr. Whitestick, as well. Basically, sometimes tuners don't pick up a bass, so you have to use the harmonic. And then obviously play along with Miss You. Do you still have the trio pedal? I don't have something similar. I've still got the trio pedal. Are you local? I don't want. Oh, I was going to get my leather jacket. I don't think it's from the 40s. I'll go and get my leather jacket. Can I put on the bass through there? No, I'll just come out and put the leather jacket on. I will be sweating like a mofo in 2 seconds. Yeah, Ben, the thing about the trio pedal, my pal David absolutely loves these things. I like a looper pedal when it's me that puts the stuff in. I don't like the way that the band creator puts its own bass lines in and stuff. I want to put my bass lines in. Do you know what I mean? I don't really write that way. The thing with the trio did amazing. See, and I always remember playing Suspicious Minds by Elvis, just like strumming the chords into it. And what came out the pedal was pretty much like the whole band playing that song. What it doesn't work with was when I was writing songs, because mine were all stoppy-starty and had funny rhythm. But if you're giving it pure, we're caught in a trap, but the bass line pure went, a-do-do-do-do-do, it was very similar to what the song did. It was fucking amazing. It just depends on what it is you're doing. Now we've got Mr. Whitesnake on, but it's going to be in a possibly 40-year-old World War II flying jacket time. I'm not going to be able to keep it on for more than about 30 seconds because I'm already sweating a wee bit. Where is it? You see the things I do for YouTube? Ridiculous. Oh. Actually, this is a wee bit like the Bee Gees. This is not a Bee Gees album cover. Jesus, I can't get it over the massive fucking furry hood thing. Jesus, it's fucking roasting. So bass, get your... But look, see the neck on it? It's got like straps so you can fucking... Actually, Mr. Whiteside, just pick A, basically always. Yeah, no, honestly, it's so hot, I have to take it off immediately. Because it's ridiculous. Oh. But yeah, I mean, come on, look at it. It's totally... Bomber Command. Like I was saying, it's like a bomber jacket. This is the sort of thing you would wear. And it's real Loch Lomond, Alexandria, Scotland, Antarctic sheepskins. Had to have it. How could I not buy it? So basically, I hope it snows. Oh, I'll go and get the other one as well then. It's a different one. That was expensive. Relatively. Who's that? What, but this one was a very different... I thought it was a little bit like the Michael Jackson Thriller one, apart from it's grey. This is the one that's made in Airdrie. That's it. Looks black in the video. The heat's getting on. This is too hot. There you go. Imagine it's like someone... You tell me before I was up here now you'll be doing a fucking... showing off your leather jackets. On Facebook, or on YouTube. You get the hat. Well, I mean, it's like, does it have the goggles on it? I don't mind looking like Biggles. Yeah, good fun. Getting a bit overexcited, turning into the bucket a little bit too much. No, maybe I'm just hot because I'm looking at putting on those ridiculous jackets. I paid 15 quid for the bomber jacket, and £3 for that grey one. I was already recoiling a little bit about spending 15 quid, but I mean, for fuck's sake. How many times, if it snows once and I get to wear that out, it's paid for itself. Cafe racer style jacket. My favourite thing about the wee one is, it's like when it was made. I bought this in Airdrie, so it's Unique Fashions of Scotland. Lava Rock Road off Stirling Road, Airdrie. It's like, doesn't even have a number. It's just Lava Rock Road off Stirling Road. If you just drive along Stirling Road, we're third on the left, sort of thing. Garments made from skins can show variations, as this is a natural product. In spite of very careful matching of skins, differences will occur. This garment requires specialist dry cleaning. There you go. Yeah, Ben, that's it. When me and J-Packs one day a week, day out, go to bizarre charity shops, and sometimes there's nothing. That was I came back with an acoustic bass, that jacket, and that jacket. I feel I bought something else as well. But there you go. And what's that? 60 quid's worth? Sorry, I'm trying to do a bass lesson for Mr. Whitesnake. Basically, just always play A and E. Well, I don't really ever play anything else. You don't need anything else. And then obviously disc it. So you do the octave. That's me basically just always playing on the one. Then other stuff in the middle. Thrift shopping, do you call it thrift shopping? Yes, no, that's why I'm dressed so stylishly these days. I've been shown the way. The thing is that, see, having somebody else to go with makes a big difference. Like somebody, rather than just going, I used to go through charity shops years ago. That's where I maybe about a third of these records. I mean, a lot of these records were bought for like, £5 for £1. That's why I've got so many. Otherwise that would be ridiculous. The thing is, it's very similar to buying the guitars as well, though, because it's that thing. If you were looking for an EBO bass, you've got to buy the Gibson one or the Epiphone one because that's your only option. If you're not particularly looking for one, but you're willing to take one, if one goes by, you'll get one eventually after 10 years looking. Whereas that's the charity shop thing. See if you went out to try and get either of those jackets, you might be able to get them, but you're paying hundreds of pounds for it if you can find one, whereas they're not worth anything just because they're rare. No, I mean, I've got more. The thing is, you can't say no. I mean, I bought a pair of cat boots, brand spanking new, 20 quid. This is a year ago. 6 months ago, a year ago. I was at, they're 20 quid, I thought. But they're brand new. They're still the 99, I think they were 100 quid. I was like, I'll just buy them, that's great. And then 10 minutes later, another at a charity shop, I saw like the blonde ones that I used to like when I was when cat boots were a thing, the sort of camel coloured ones. How much are they? 2 quid. So I had 2 pairs of cat boots, and then now I've got about 5 pairs of cat boots because, for £3? So I bought a pair of Vans. Oh, they've got a yellow stripe on them. No, they're not. I'm not wearing them. That's why they don't have a yellow stripe. It's a £5, you can't say no. Used to buy raw and search 45 kilogram bales were so much fun. That's at that place in America we went to. But in America, there's just so much more stuff. I mean, I used to, I mean, honestly, I used to go to charity shops for clothes just because I couldn't be bothered. And I would basically go into the charity shop, buy the jeans that were 32 or 34 for, £3 or whatever, go home, and half the time they were those skinny ones, or they didn't fit and you just threw them out. That's it. I couldn't be bothered trying them on. Jen's good at going, do these fit? No. Fine. You just accept it. And if she says they do fit and they don't, I can go, you were fucking wrong. And yeah, so she's not willing to risk that. Oh. Do you quite a bit of shit at second hand? Well, it depends on... Yeah, I mean, I generally tend to buy brand new food, if at all possible. And pants. You know what I mean? I've got to think about that. And you maybe have a sausage. But it's that thrill of the hunt thing. That's what Jen's really bad for with the boot sales, because it's that the stakes are higher. Is that right? You're more likely to win big if you win. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going to be able to pick up the occasional bargain on eBay that slips by that not many people saw, so you might get the guitar for, £100 when it should be £300. You might get the Facebook Marketplace where you're going to be getting there and you find it and you just get in there first and you end up getting a golden for £120. That kind of thing. Pure ridiculous. The car boot sales where you might go in and get half a dozen guitars, Epiphones and shit for £50. That kind of thing. It's unlikely. It's much more unlikely, but the wins are bigger. Leather jackets these days are super cheap as the market's flooded. Vintage ones can be picked up for as little as £4 a piece. I think you'll find, Sloaney, that vintage grey made in fucking Airdrie, and it was Airdrie that I bought it, so probably made within 10 miles of where I bought it, can be had for £4. Or was it £3? I can't remember. It was either 3 or 4. There was 2 jackets and the other one was a bit, I don't know what you call it when it does that. Kind of bubbly in the middle, bubbly. Can't win if you don't play. Yeah. Your TV is new. I don't know if you play games. I don't really. I mean, I don't need... I tell it's just my mum's old one. I don't really give a fuck. I was actually going to use the one from my last room, but this room's twice the size, so the other one just did look a wee bit. I'm not one of those folk with a big, massive telly. It's like it's that size. I don't even know what size it is. A 42-inch, something like that. Most of the films I watch are on YouTube or low quality, so there's no point in it being, the full HD and 65-inch screen and all that shit. Abandoned after 10 years. When you basically there's not enough. It's when you put your foot through and it doesn't go through either of the leg holes. It goes through one of the other holes, and your toe gets catch on it and it rips. You go, right, that's enough. You know what I mean? Once the holes are so big that your toe catches on when you're trying to put them on, they have to go out. £5.45, £25 sterling for a Taylor. I don't know, Victor 86. I'm sorry, I don't know about acoustic guitars, especially not new ones. I just don't know. Yeah, Mr. Whitestakes, even when you're playing the bass, you'll notice me doing it on the guitar now as well. You're one of my little secrets. I can always play a note at the right time, so I know when the next note comes. It goes... So, if you're trying to play a tune, you can just ignore the one that's completely wrong and then play the one after it, which is more likely to be right. You can try and find it on the beat, and if you're playing the note on the beat, the chances are it's fucking either the right note, it's in key with it, it's a harmonic of it, or it's a disharmonic of it, so you can use it. So just always... Dun 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 dun. Oh, I do like. I found, to be honest, Mr. White State, the West Tone Thunder I've got, although I use as a 1 as well. Thunder 1, too accurate. So for the Black Sabbath band, too modern sounding. It doesn't have the flappiness. This has got a flappy, bendy sound, whereas the Thunder is pure. You could play anything on it. It's pure bump, dump, dump, dump. Really precise and accurate. That's kind of not what I want. Try to keep it funky and on time. But the thing about funk is, it's like, to make something funky, you've got to play less. You've got to give it. But it's just like boom, boom, boom. So even if you're not playing it, you're still playing it in your head. Dum, dum, da da, boom, 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 boom. Any recordings, only ones that are done live on YouTube. There's some Black Sabbath stuff. If you look up my YouTube channel for After the End, there's some stuff there, but it's like, obviously it's live. I might get back to doing some recording. I'd quite like to. I quite fancy starting up a wee originals band where I play guitar. The problem with playing original stuff is, I was thinking about this the other day, the reason I managed to stay in the Black Sabbath band for so long is because of what we're doing. We're playing Black Sabbath songs, so there's not really any argument. We're still managing to argue about which songs to play, but whereas if it's an originals band, it's like, I want to do a song that sounds a bit like Black Sabbath, maybe someone else, there becomes, the difficult bit is being courteous with everyone else, and it always seems to be in a band, whenever you're doing that, there's one person, and it's normally the person who's the least talented and has the least ability, because they feel like they're being left out, they stomp their feet down and say, no, 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 it's got to stay like this, and they're really arrogant about it, out of an insecurity about not being good enough sort of thing, so you end up, it becomes really difficult. Someone who's really good will just sit there and sit back and go, yeah, that's fine, I'm not very good at that. Ugh. What's your action like, bro? It's quite low on this guitar, this bass, I'll have to say. I'm kind of having problems with the bridge on this. There's nothing wrong with it. And that's the problem. It's totally perfectly intoned. Okay, that one's not. That's not bad though. It's the same note. I don't know if Mr. Whitesnake, if you've got one of those wee square or rectangular string action height measurement things you get from Temu. I use that religiously now. It just, rather than setting, because I mean, I can now set guitars. They have the least talent, but they only van. Well, yes. No, normally it's they've got the least talent, but they're really good old childhood friends with whoever's band it is. Why is all my guitar action so high? Because you're erring on the safe side. Do you know how a truss rod works, Victor 86? And the thing about, you do get it in some old Japanese acoustics where they basically just gave you a bridge, like a Les Paul bridge, with 2 screws on either side that raised it up and raised it down. Why don't people do that anymore? The thing was, it gave it so much more scope, because when they send you an acoustic guitar, it's got to be high enough action for somebody to play slide on it, because that might be what it's for, and it's got to be low enough for somebody to do finger picking on it. So you're kind of in this wee range, whereas if you want your guitar and you want it for slide, you want the action higher than that. And if you want it for finger picking, you kind of want it lower, so it's kind of like, and the only way to lower it is you take out the saddle, sand it down and put it back in again, which doesn't seem ideal. Ideally, if you just had that bone saddle sitting on 2 screws, you're like these 2 screws here, and just raise it up and down. I use the shit out of tools. Sometimes they lie. They can't lie about how high your action is, though. That's it. Just set it at 1.75. Yes, if you can set that guitar up well enough, you can get that action down to 1.25. But see, when you see somebody who's not as the skilled technicians or the fretboard masters that we are, and they're like bending the strings and slapping, and they're all fuzzing out because they're hitting the strings far too hard. There's no point in having low action if you're doing that. Low action's only for giving it if you're very, very, you've got to be much better to play with a low action. Yeah, but yeah, sanding the height off your bridge. And I suppose the way to do it, if you're worried about damaging anything, if it's an expensive acoustic, why don't you take the existing bridge out and buy another one, and then hack away and slash and grind and Stanley blade and melt and do all the shit to the other one to make it fit in until you get the action you want, and then if it looks fucking hideous, just go and buy another one and do the same again, rather than ruining the one you've got. So if you've still got your original saddle, take it out, put it to the side. No matter what you do, how much you fuck up the new one, you can always put the original one back and you've not lost anything. But yeah, it does seem a bit mechanical, some of the stuff you have to do with guitars. There's a lot of mechanical stuff in it. Like, I guess you got to know what it's meant to do, how the guitar's meant to be stuck together. And then sometimes you get something that's like, well, it doesn't do that because of this, so we've got to make it do that somehow. Oh. But, Mr. Whitesnake, get on your YouTube and get Disco Beat. In fact, that's in it. Sorry, I mean, bum, bum, bum. I've never played it before. Ah, come on. So difficult. Sorry, darker. I couldn't see which button was. It's from the theory from working for guitar to guitar. I suppose, yes, that's the sort of thing. It's like you don't need to know how the exhaust goes on to a Honda because you know how it goes on to a BMW, you know how it goes on, so you kind of know that, oh, it's not, I know how other people do it, so it's just a slight variation of it rather than being, I have no idea how to put it on at all. Hey, Shaky Blues. It's not an SG bass, it's an EBO. They didn't bring out the name SG bass until they reissued. But yeah, I've not really done into it, but I'm just enjoying playing it much more. Oh, bass face is it's all important, Mr. White. It's also looking cool. I know you've been working at it with the mullet and stuff and the denim and stuff, but it's really, that doesn't get taught, and it's when I remember at Andy, the singer in the Sabbath band, he was doing some music course or something like that, and he left because the singer was saying how important it was to see when you've got like a mic stand and it's got like the triangle bass, you have one of them pointing away from you, and then one, so it's like the triangle bass is pointing that way, and then like that, and that's so you can go, ah! And Andy didn't think that was a necessary thing and left the course. Whoever it was that said that, well, that's a true story or not, but there you go. What would it sound like if you were playing with no scale, like out of scale? Well, you kind of, like a fretless bass. The thing is, it's one of those things you can't do it if you want. If you wanted me to do that, in order to not play anything, you've got to play it left-handed, because you automatically. I'm just that used to playing that I automatically correct notes that are wrong and make it in tune. I know it sounds like I'm not doing that, but I am. And if I play a good bit, I automatically play it again. Catch you later, Ben. Cheers. Document the learning equals YouTube polish shame, but then have a shot at it. Getting some sort of click track and then just I suppose it's just a case of working out. But I mean, what's good? Mr. Whitesnake, maybe get that version of Disc Miss You on the Go, the 12-inch disco version, tuned to A, and it's basically okay. There's a bit where it goes ooh, but it takes so long. There's a wee bit there. There's a wee chorus in it occasionally, but most of the time it's just A in D whatever it is. Fucking easy. Metallica versus Tool. Don't know Tool at all, so Metallica. Don't really Metallica either. Or scarves and silks hanging off a mic stand. I don't know. No. It's like, how'd you do the mic stand thing? I remember being really, really, really fucking unimpressed with this is going back a few years. There was for one of Baby Metal's albums, they came for this new bit, and one of the wee girls, More Metal, was playing acoustic guitar on stage. You know, kind of open tuning, not exactly difficult stuff, but she was plugged in. And what they'd done was, is obviously had one of those, the guitar stands that holds, it holds the guitar in that position, so you can go up to it, sing it, and then walk away, and it stays there. They'd done that, and obviously they'd gone, oh no, we need to make it a bit, we can't just have a guitar stand, it's got to be a bit nicer, and they'd kind of wrapped it in tinfoil, and it looked fucking shit. And this was on like a big televised 50,000 seat Tokyo Dome or whatever it is, and you're like, look, for fuck's sake, these things do matter, having cool looking mic stands. Is that mic an ATG? I don't think so. Is it? That might be. I bought it off Andy, the singer. It was quite expensive, so I think it did 80. I don't know. It's too dark in here since I turned the lights on. Something like that. My fancy mic's an AKG. Public Image Limited. I don't know any Public Images. I know Jen's into them. I know it's thingy, Death Disco. Desk Disco sounds good. Yeah, it's Pilot. Yeah, I've just moved on this week. I noticed I'm not actually dyeing my hair. What's happened is I've no longer got the daylight bulbs. I've got a lava lamp and a bulb, and it's like, I look younger. Oh. No, my whole idea of having the YouTube recording room has I've kind of sorted it a wee bit. I don't really need it anymore. So it can just be a room that's full of guitars and stuff. It's nice having all the big amps and stuff, but I mean, that was my thought in here. Well, I'm not having all the amps and shit in my living room, and it's like, okay, I do have obviously fucking piles of guitars, but got the orange there, which I've not used. I've got the 2 cubes. That's all I need for this. I'm never going to play more than just bass or guitar. I'm not ready just to put empty Strongbow cans at the feet of the mic stands. Yeah. Very good. I do remember Chris, when I was in Blind Dog, the prog rock caravan sort of half tribute band. Chris had like a big psychedelic, he's a keyboard player, like just a tie-dyed sheet thing that instead of just playing his keyboard stand, he hung that on it before he put the keyboard on top, and what a difference that fucking made. It's like, it's the little things. It's like, rather than standing there with the keyboard, you can see the legs, no, have a big tie-dyed psychedelic thing, because it's dead space anyway, and sort of small things that are just make all the difference. The same as just looking cool. It's like when you're playing the guitar. I remember that from the very start, going to see bands, and half the band would be standing at the back like that. And it doesn't matter how well you're playing, how good the song is. If you're standing at the back like that, it's shite no matter what you do. At least if you're at the front giving it bum ba dum ba da, you still might be shite, but at least there's a chance it'll be good. That's something you can control. You can't control whether it's good or not, but you can at least put the fucking effort in. My wife's saying eventually one day you can work up to. We'll be able to do this beat actually. I'm sure one of them was a bit more disco. Chorus, you say? This does have chorus in it. Is that chorus still there? Too slow. Yeah, I can't do that. That's when you want the bridge pickup if you've got one. Well, you don't on the vessel. Still just A or G. How is that that wrong? you lock in, and now just got it. Boom. That's fucking hard. Fucking hard to play that on a bass. The guitarists do know it, but it's more obvious on the bass. But yes, it's like that clicking in thing when you get there. Yes, but it is, you know, it's when you... With Temptation, it's kind of like, see, when you first learn to on a bike and your dad or someone's helping you on your lap, you're, oh, and it's like they let go of the saddle and you're going on your own. It's like, you're, I'm cycling my own, and then you fall over. It's kind of like that. It's dead hard not to stop as soon as it connects, and it's like, it feels you're out of control. There's someone on the synth. I do. I mean, that's a Casio CZ1 sitting there. I should be playing synth a little bit. The thing is, it's so much... I'm really enjoying playing things that shouldn't necessarily be played on a bass. You know, like a synthy part, but just put chorus on it, gives it a different thing. Well, that's it. The album I was talking about was that Daft Punk one, the... Paps, haven't seen you for a while. Mr. Whitesnake suggested bass solo with chorus on it. Oh, I wish I could remember. What's the first note in do 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 do? The Duff McKagan bit. Do 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 do. I can't. It's dead easy to play anyway. It's got chorus in it. Hey, Andy. It just keeps doing the same. Yes, totally. What was I thinking? It was a sound. Bada bada bada. Can it be done? But it's like the extra ha ha ha. Something after midnight, writing on the wall. Then diamond take you higher. Sometimes you need me wall. You should be dancing. I need to turn off that chorus, that's just put me off. Yeah, so I need to stop playing speeches also. Wrong one. It's after 10, I can stop now. Oh. Strap with Y, yeah, but the thing is strap with Y is not as important as the bass, given it whatever the 70s cop show is. I'm sure I was playing Robocop last week actually. Beretta 70. Beretta 70, I can imagine it. Does it look somewhat like a motorbike jacket? I've been buying a couple of, we were talking about going to the charity shop, I was buying a couple of 70s looking tracksuit tops that kind of look like a motorbike jacket, that kind of thing. Oh, I know. The thing about it's like, I wasn't worrying about the notes, I was only worrying about the time, and I don't know how Morris managed to sing and play that bass line at the same time. What a legend. Singing your normal voice, not lower. Not lower. Head now. Nothing on the wall. Let me take you higher. You ever heard this Kojak parking space? Based in the factory, I was found a space for an 18-foot Buick just in front of the building he was going to. No, but I like it. That's probably a little bit about the Bittens police squad. Whenever Frank Drebin turns up, he always crashes into a van or a something or a bins. How much I sell? I'm not even sure what a West Tone leader is. That's some American thing. Coverless looks like a 70s. I mean, I could always. Does he have an afro? Yeah, I mean, I can totally picture the 70s cop out. Does it have the target as well? Kind of kicking past. I don't know. I'm not sure. About, is it meant to be a West Tone Raider? But I don't know. It's such a strange world of getting a guitar that's you can pay what it's worth, but okay, you pay £300 for a West Tone. It's only worth that. That's right. But you got a good buy. You got your West Tone Thunder, £300. That's what it's worth. That's fine. You got your Fender Mexican P bass for £600. That's fine. That's worth that. That's a good buy. They're both a good buy. Maybe the Fender's maybe worth. Maybe you only paid £500 for it and you get £600 for it, so it's a better buy. The West Tone's still a better bass. So I don't know. It kind of works in. Had 70s VH. I bet you did. I'm always surprised they weren't via VHS. Betamax. I'm sad that Kojak. I don't even. You can't. I think you find that Kojak's got a K at the end there, Sloaney. Tart babes on heat. What Tart magazine? Tarp Illustrated. I never saw Kojak. I remember I knew he was in. I knew him from Her Majesty's Secret Service. I knew who the actor was, but I never used to watch the TV show. This bass is amazing. It just kind of. I mean, maybe it's not that easy to play complicated stuff. It just plays itself. It's easy. You just don't have to play that much on it. Just play it slow. Try to turn the tone down. Make any difference in it. Thinking about winding up now, seeing as I'm getting a bit drunk and I'm getting a bit far through my bucky, to be honest. Do actively try to play without the buzz. What? You're accusing me of being buzzy? Yeah, well, no, the buzz is part of the sound. That's what I'm trying to do. But I mean, to be honest, yes, I could. If it came down to it, I could play bass in a blues band. I did learn how to do it. It can be done. It's a bit more lively because there's pickups live. The format was this is Guitar Channel, Betamax. Well, yeah. Well, X Paps, I think so. Yes, I'm enjoying it. I know. I was told to avoid buzzing the strings. What, playing the bass? I don't know. Depends what it is you're trying to do. If you're drunk and showing off to your pals and trying to play funky stuff, yes, obviously that would get in the way. The problem with the bass is if you're playing just with drums or kind of on your own, there's fuck all going on, you can't really just play a simple bass line. You have to put extra stuff on to fill out the gaps a bit. I kind of do it a wee bit in the Sabbath band. Oh. I mean, that should. It doesn't really work very well, that tone control. I think I'm broken. And that yes, it was, Doctor. It's like, I wish I could. It's both. So Grease, I get chills multiplying, and I think maybe I was going. Maybe that's what I was trying to do. I've suddenly got an urge to play Buckaroo Banzai. Do 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 do. I would want to paint the headstock to match. I've thought about it. Obviously, what's happened here is the head. It's like quite a nice. You can see it's tiger maple. So is the body. It's been painted in the 70s, black, with gloss paint, and it kind of suits it. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, obviously, I could paint it, and the Eros badge is physically a plastic fucking thing, so I could just, unscrew that, take it off, paint it black, and put it back on again. But I had great ideas for this bass, which involves stripping it, putting John Birch pickups in it, and painting it didn't really expect to be able to clean it up and it to actually be like a really much fun instrument. I mean, in some ways it's much harder to play, but in some ways, because it's so alive, it shows up every single fart and you can bend the notes and it's so easy. Instrument, you're simply a guardian. Yes. Well, I like to think that, I don't know. The thing is that this is probably more appreciated now than it's ever been. This, I don't know if you could get this sort of stuff. I mean, is it the best EB I've ever played? To be honest, it is. I've never played an EB bass, an SG bass better than this one. Even with its burst pickup, it does have the... That I was using that in the studio the other night. That pickup is like totally... Kind of mix the two. Good fun. Oh, you missed out earlier on, Alex. Your guitar's done, by the way. I mentioned it. I've not put the video out yet, but I was talking about it earlier on. Yes, it was all right. I decided I was too drunk to be playing someone else's guitar though. The thing is, when you're talking about being the best, who's to do... Oh, do you know what I've just noticed there? Which I'd forgotten. Old Japanese guitars are volume, not volume. So the reason it wasn't making a difference... No, it should have been. That is a tone. I think I pick it up, that pot might be a bit gone. It was when you say it's battered, it looks rough, but I'm all for the restoration element of these things, but that's where this became not ripping it out and putting other pickups in it. It was awful good for that. Okay, it has been painted black, but that's a historic modification. It was very common in the 70s to paint your guitar black, or the 80s, and they've obviously spent a bit of time at it, and I kind of don't want to do anything else to it, really, apart from... I think I'm going to get, hopefully, John Letts. I need to get a hold of him and get him to rewind the neck pickup. I'd much rather have this rather than this Temu one. Just to see what it's like, because the bridge pickup sounds so good. The problem is there's so many guitars getting churned out just now. Like, I don't know, obviously they just keep making them cheaper and cheaper, and it's like, there's just so many. I just can't imagine... How is a new guitar as good as getting something with a history to it and something like this? You look it up and it's not a case of just looking up a website. You'll not find this bass. If you type in Euro CB3, whatever it is, blah, 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 you'll see a video of me playing it. You know what I mean? That's how common it is. You know, but it's so much more exciting than just having an Epiphone EBO. Right? Sorry for anyone. I know a few of you do actually have an Epiphone EBO and they do look just like this. But apart from that, there's absolutely nothing in common. It's a completely different thing. I think 10:30 is quite a reasonable time to go. Do you have any other guitars that are new? No, I've got a few to fix. I've got a couple of J-Packs coming this week, including the best one of the Kraken is Is it the third J-Pax one? Jen got another one built for her birthday, and I think it's the best one. It's a shame. My thinking is it was played to death in 70 because it was a good bass. There is that, but also you got to remember that I had to survive the 90s. My first bass was a West Tone Spectrum, and then they were worth fuck all, they were shite. And there's an awful lot of not being able to upgrade it, so people using things that didn't have to. But I know what you mean. If the frets are worn down, the guitar, someone must have played the guitar properly. You know what I mean? Rather than it being dented, you know, it's worn. That's what this is. This doesn't have... Okay, it's a bit beat up and shit, but it doesn't have bits where someone scratched it with a screwdriver to make it look old. Do you know what I mean? It's just got bits where it's been bashed off a wall or chipped on a stage and all that stuff, which is worth more. An EBU, a pile of poo, yeah. The thing is, it's totally unbelievable, Sloaney, when you look at, if you compare it to this. Like, honestly, it just looks the same, and the measurements are the same. I mean, okay, it's maybe weighs a wee bit more or something. I'm not really sure. It's just an entirely different thing. It's like all the things that I hate about that Epiphone EBO I had don't really apply to this. Okay, it does still have the slightly farty low string, but that's just because it's short scale. But apart from that, it doesn't have any of the other problems. Miss Lockton used to get pissed past midnight. Yeah, that was because I was a bit younger as well, when I didn't have to be up in the morning. Did I used to stay? I think I probably did stay on to midnight or something. I used to be able to smoke as well. I probably still could, but I think it was just chucked away. I think my lava lamp... Do lava lamps lose their joy? It seems to be going an awful lot slower. Seems to have just turned out... Looks like pickled eggs. I pished either way, quite right. Yeah. Is this the whole thing about getting... Should I be getting pissed on a Friday night? I don't know. A Friday night or a Saturday or a Sunday night. I mean, I used to... Sunday night used to be my looking on Facebook Marketplace and on eBay buying guitars. Then I started doing the live streams and that went away. And then I kind of stopped looking for guitars now. They kind of seem to find me. Although, to be saying that, those two guitars I got last Sunday, I literally went... I've not looked in Gumtree for ages, so I was standing having a fag out the back. Right. And literally, I've done that once since I moved here. Before I had the internet, I was like, I'll look on Gumtree. And then the time before that was the first time in over a year, or years I'd looked in Gumtree, and that's when I got the vaporizer. And this time it was like pure, oh, this is that quite cool, that wee blue Les Paul thing. This thing. Where's it at? What, in Cumbernauld? This is only 10 minutes away. And it's actually a really nice guitar. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with it. It's like, you know, it's like, is this the goodbye? And it's like, well, yes, because it's going to be cheaper than like an Epiphone Les Paul, and it's obviously like a super fancy Epiphone Les Paul. Don't leave Labant for more than about 4 hours if it's one of the old ones. It's not old, I'd imagine it's a charity shop find. Or maybe I will turn it off a wee bit though. Why not 4 hours? Because it gets too hot. It's not pure. It's not red hot. It looks all cold now and shadowy. No, I don't think it's an old thing. It's a modern thing. It's got I was going to say it's got an LED bulb, but it can't be because that wouldn't go hot enough. It does have a Pat-tested charity shop sticker on it. Hammer Slammer. I'm not sure whether the Hammer Slammers are actually good, but the name's great because it's obviously Hammer Slammer. The Hammer Slammer. Slammer. Yeah. Adjusting the truss on that EBO. A few to the right and it might solve things. There's nothing wrong with it. The fartiness is intentional because I've got the action down so fucking low. Yeah, no, I know. No, I don't use the straight edge. I do have one, yeah, but no, it's the difference between, you've got to have something. But the thing is, because I'm doing the Sabbath stuff, I'm a more dynamic bass player. I don't like use compression, so I've got to be able to go, do do dum bum 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 dum dum bum 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 dum bum dum dum bum 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 bum. I've got to be able to do that, and you can't do that with compression. It was like, I could just go and smoke some with me and end up watching. Oh, you're talking about the Epiphone EBO? Oh God, no, no. An Epiphone EBO, there's a functional flaw with its design. The body is too dense. The bridge doesn't work properly. The pickup is terrible. It's so heavy and dead. It can't be the pickup, because the thing is, it still sounds the same. Like if I played this unplugged, you know what I mean? Not even have it turned on. That's like 3 times the volume of the Epiphone one, or the modern Gibson one. It's just vibratoriness. I think maybe the bottleneck or something to do it. Yeah, VBO fell over, knocked the tone knob off it, actually improved it, yeah. Now, I used to play one in the Sabbath band. I put a jazz bass rail pickup in the bridge position and a rotary switch so I could run the two of them in series to try and give it some note. The problem is that when I know this because I played in a band for years. That was my bass, and it was so that you were it was the difference between at this volume too quiet, you can't hear it. I'll just turn it up a wee bit. Oh, it's too loud now, you can't hear the guitar. It was such a fine little gap of volume you had to be pure perfect with, because it was such a slab. Whereas that, if you've got like a sound that's much more separate from the guitar, it means that if you're a wee bit quiet, you can listen to it and go, all right, that sounds fine, the bass is a wee bit quiet, or all right, that sounds fine, the bass is a wee bit loud. Rather than the EBO, it's like, oh, I can't hear the bass, turn it up a wee bit, oh, I can't hear anything but the bass. What you want to do is just keep your eye open for one. The only ones I've seen have been Grant ones. This is the first one I've seen. But if they were coming up at 300, 400, 500 quid, I wouldn't have been looking at them anyway. So, I'm not willing to take that amount of risk. £100, I'm willing to risk something. There you go, 10:30. Rock on. I shall see you all during the week, including Alex with a video of your guitar. Your guitar is ready. Come and pick it up. I can't remember whether you gave me strings or not to put on it. It needs new strings. I can't be bothered putting them on it. So you can do that. You can also have a wee go at the frets. All seem fine. Wee bit of a polish. Bit of a general take the strings off, clean the whole thing. Rocking guitar. That'll be really good. A belter guitar. Again, it's... I don't see how you get round the not having to use this sheet to operate it. What it does, amazing. The interface to use it, difficult. But if you learn it, it'll do everything. I mean, an amazing studio guitar. Oh, the Rockstar. I didn't know you had a Rockstar. I remember buying a Rockstar. The one I had bought kind of looked like an Ibanez RG. It had red fret markings, like they were like eagles painted on it, or like bats, I think. And the body was like it was MDF with a plastic coating, and it had like was it a skull with snakes coming out it? It was terrible. Wall of Shame. The problem with the Wall of Shame is you kind of want to just sell it to people The thing is, you can't just sell it as a rip-off to somebody who thinks they're going to make a quick buck, because then they'll just sell it to someone and some kid. Ultimately, your wall of shame. I just don't want somebody to end up with an Epiphone EBO as their base.